The DSi was a curious moment in Nintendo's history, with even curiouser games.
Let's go!
So the DSi, it was weird. I remember it being weird.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, the DSi is out. Is it a new console? Yeah.
Yes, but no.
Yeah, not really.
And the branding was a lowercase I, which was probably piggybacking on what Apple was doing, but it also stood for I as in camera. It was the first DS with cameras, and it was also lowercase I for like internet, and it was the first one that had, it was Nintendo's first foray into downloadable games.
Indeed.
On handheld.
And on handheld, yes. And 3DS didn't come out long after that. I remember after you getting this on launch, the DSi, a blue DSi.
Yeah.
And you got it on launch, and I remember when they announced the 3DS, and I'm like, Scott just bought that DSi. Are you kidding me?
I know. I always like to skip one handheld at least, because I know there's going to be at least something every year, whether it's a different size or a different model or something.
Right.
And I'm not going to get totally bozoed, you know what I mean?
Ain't not gonna happen. I don't know what I was... I just said ain't, and then I didn't know how to...
But I think this was worth it. I have really good memories with my DSi, and that's actually my favorite DS button. It was like the perfect combination of like the clickiness of the DS and the sponginess of the DS Lite. The DSi felt wonderful, but also had some great downloadable games. So let's talk about all of the ones that we hold near and dear.
Yes, Photo Dojo. We've already done an episode on it.
Yes, we called it a masterpiece.
Indeed, indeed. You know what? I don't know if I've put this in the Nintendo experience, but since we've already done an episode on it, and because we're bringing it up again, and we called it a masterpiece, I'm just going to say that Photo Dojo is the next game in the Nintendo experience.
I guess that means Super Spec Volleyball is as well.
Possibly.
Okay. Doesn't necessarily mean it is.
Yeah,
okay.
Doesn't necessarily mean that.
Well,
but
Photo Dojo is like my favorite downloadable game. It was free at first, and then it turned into dirt cheap. It was like $2 after a little while. And I just remember my pants character.
That's what I was just thinking of. I was just thinking of pants.
Yes. Different close-ups of my jeans, and then I recorded the voice lines. It was all like, pants, pants, pants.
Yeah, like every time it got hit or shot out a projectile, it said pants.
It shot out a crotch, didn't a zipper?
I don't remember. I really don't.
Okay.
But Photo Dojo, you take a picture of something, you put yourself in the game. It's very rudimentary, but still a whole lot of fun.
Yeah.
The next one that I remember of, I didn't actually get to play it, but I was really excited for it, was Dark Void Zero. And it reminded me of all of the, well, first of all, it had the old 8-bit graphic style.
Yep.
And it reminded me of old, like, DOS games. I mean, Contra, it wasn't necessarily, that was an NES game. It looks a lot like that. But, like, the old Duke Nukem before he went 3D, and Crystal Caves, and just those old, weird 2D shooting DOS games.
Yes.
It just had that feel to it.
Dark Void Zero is definitely worth looking up. This was a Capcom game that came out really to promote another game, which was Dark Void. And that was an Xbox and PlayStation game, more of a gritty shooter, 3D and all that. And this had a hilarious marketing campaign with it that I remember to this day. Capcom said that they dug this game up, that it was a canceled Play Choice 10 game.
Really?
They said that because it was made with 2 screens, like an 8-bit game with 2 screens. So they said, this is from the Play Choice 10, it got scrapped from the machine, now we're finally bringing it back. That was all made up, but it has a really funny trailer that explains all of that.
That's really cool, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the game itself was a ton of fun. It was actually received a lot better than Dark Zero was. Dark Void. Yeah, Dark Void didn't do so well, but this game was received very well. It was a lot of fun, and it would do well now, or a sequel to it would do well now in the absence of Metroid, because it tickles a lot of those, whatever it tickles.
Yes.
Funny buttons?
The fancies.
Yeah.
Tickles fancies. What are fancies? I don't want to know. It sounds dirty. That's something that we've seen recently is Metroid games not coming out and other people stepping up.
Yeah.
Like Axiom Verge. I'm playing it. There will be a review soon. But yeah. Make a Metroid game so we don't have to have these games. These games are great. But come on, Nintendo. You can do better than that. WarioWare Snap, which is the first game I remember playing on the DSi.
And it was the first one that I got. I think the handheld came with like either $10 or $20 worth of downloadable credit to get you onto the shop, get you accustomed to the process and everything. So I got this for free. And I'm glad that it was free. It only had 20 micro games, which is really small for a WarioWare game. But I think it was appropriate. It was kind of like a good free tech demo for the console. And every WarioWare game kind of has a gimmick, and this one was you can control it hands-free. You set the DSi down, the camera's looking at you, and you're moving your head, moving your hands. It tells you to do different poses. There's just a few poses, but it's kind of like WarioWare on the Wii, where it tells you the pose before the micro game. Then you get into it, and it's a lot of fun.
Indeed.
Kind of had the same feel as WarioWare Twisted. I really enjoyed it.
And it took a video of you while you were doing it, so you could watch it back and see all the goofy things that you were doing.
Yes.
And I don't know if you've seen this, but I found this.
Yep, I watched it.
You watched it? Is Iwata.
I watched it.
Oh, boy. Wow. But it was a fun game. Good to remember.
It was like an early Connect game. It does a lot of the same things. Yeah. And there's 4 different characters, you know, the WarioWare characters. You play the different levels that are associated with them. And depending on which level you did, it would play back your photos differently. Like they'd either be edited together differently, or filters or like different props would be put on you depending on which character you were doing.
That's great. The last one we're going to talk about today is Xscape, which is what we like keep forgetting what it's called, because it's like old Star Fox feeling, weird looking. What's that graphical style called? I can't remember.
Vector, maybe.
Vector, yeah. The vector graphics. Looks like Tron.
Yeah. And in fact, you said Star Fox. It is kind of a spiritual successor to Star Fox, or at least the developers are tied to Star Fox. Like the creator of Star Fox worked on this game, and it feels very Star Foxy. It even ended up a lot like the Wii U game Zero, or rather, Zero ended up feeling a lot like this game, because there's both the walking parts, which in this one you're a tank, and the flying parts. So you transition to both of those. This is a very hard game. I don't think I ever beat it. It also had a story.
It did?
Yes. It was like, there were like some scientist guys getting into trouble. I don't know. The name wasn't memorable. The story wasn't memorable. But
we remembered it.
Yeah.
Because we're always like, what was that one game? And I always have to look it up. I always have to like go and be like, what are DSiWare games?
Yes.
And then like scour through for 10 minutes and I think it was this one.
At least we have this all on record now. We've documented the very best DSiWare games. And if our viewers have any other fond memories of DSiWare, that would be great to hear as well.
Absolutely. And our viewers, go to our website, check out our blog posts and all the other fancy stuff we got going on our website.
Yeah. A lot of YouTubers don't have websites.
Yeah.
We make our website, we update it every day just like we do our YouTube channel. And on Sundays it gets unique content with our blogs, and there's really a lot of good writing going into it. So thanks very much for checking it out, and thank you for being a part of the crew.
Signing out.